Golan-Globus, welcome back. Last week we're waxing nostalgia. This week we're fucking crushing nostalgia. My God, this fucking movie, I was like, this is wrong. And I went back and I had to fluff up my nostalgia boner with the original anime version of this Fist of the North Star.
Well, we kind of had no choice because we'd have like a 40-minute episode if we just did the movie. We needed to do a little compare and contrast with the original source material.
Oh, yeah, if we just did
there's not much to this movie.
The live-action movie is what you're talking about, of course, because it is fucking blank. It is boring. It is drab. Our hero...
cheap looking. Everything is obviously a set, even the desert scenes.
Even the desert scenes. Come on, get out there. Spaghetti Western style. I don't get this.
They didn't want to get the dirt in Gary Daniels' wig.
And we were talking about the casting of Gary Daniels. Oh, right, he's got that register. It's
right,
like,
we're like, this is. I assume this is how he got the job. He's like, he's the only guy who could do the I can't do it. The ata.
The ata, yeah.
Is that officially what it's called? Or is this what you call
I believe it's what it's called, the ata, and of course that's Kenshira's.
There's a name? Is it the Five-Finger Death Punch? Is there a name for the move?
You know, there probably
Dimmak?
is. It's the Dimmak, yes. There's probably various names for all the moves that come up across the anime. The anime, of course, the original run with Kenshiro is about 145 episodes.
Okay.
So don't blame me that I didn't get the time when you said, oh, yeah, by the way, we're doing Fist of the North Star, to go and watch, and I have it in subtitles, so I'd have to watch and read. So
is it worth going back to watch?
Oh, fuck yeah. If you liked the animated movie, yes, you'll enjoy it. Mike asked me this question a while ago when I told him I had it, and I was like, hey, if you want this for Necropoflix, because he has some, non-horror stuff on there, I said, I could get you this shit if you want it. And he was
Should we ever do an anime?
I feel like we should do the actual Fist of the North Star movie. But... I
think if we do an anime, I'd rather do Ninja Scroll. I like that better.
Yeah, let's do fucking Ninja Scroll. Let's do maybe Vampire Hunter D or something. Like, I could think of a few from my teen years when I was an anime boy going to...
Well, yeah, because your generation, was the very first that got flooded with anime.
Yeah,
when I was a kid, okay, it was late 70s.
I wouldn't say flooded.
Well, no, I would say compared to what I grew up on.
Oh, definitely compared to your generation.
All I got when I was little was Kimba the Lion, which I never watched, which, by the way, if you're not aware of this, Disney stole The Lion King from Kimba.
I did know that, and that's exactly why I know of it.
And the one I did watch, and I watch it before school every day, was... it was called G-Force here. Gotcha Man is what I think, and Battle of the Planets, what most people know it as.
Yeah, I know.
That was cool. I like that show. And is Voltron an anime?
I think Voltron is an anime, yeah.
I watched that. The Lion one. I did. Fuck that fucking car one. I watched the Lion version.
Okay.
Robotech, I think, was on. I didn't watch that, but I remember Robotech.
Yeah.
Well, that was basically it. We didn't really have... And then... I remember in the 90s, Blockbuster started carrying a bunch of fucking anime.
Yeah,
and this is the first time I saw Fist of the North Star, and I saw like Ninja Scroll and Vampire Hunter D, and I was like, wow, because I was unaware of how fucking brutal anime was.
Yeah,
because we get this the kids stuff.
Right. It's really fun to go watch that. This is some of the shit I was seeing when I was probably around 12. My brother was a little older. He had a little bit older friends, so they were able to, because those tapes when they were coming out, they were like $30.
Yeah.
And if we do the inflation, of course, that's got to be $135.
I'd say at least $1,000.
At least $1,000. So
you're gonna make that on mowing lawn.
Yeah, you got to do a lot of McDonald's shifts and actually be robbing people at gunpoint. How many times have you gone to McDonald's where the register person robs you? So it's like you need a lot of money.
It sounds like a Yakov Smirnoff joke waiting to happen.
Yes, it is. So it was like the anime I got to see was the Japanese Japanese TV station that I was talking about a couple times in the last few weeks. I got to see some Fist of the North Star there.
I have no recollection of that show. Was it a cable channel?
It was a cable channel, yeah.
We didn't get it.
It was channel 55 in my youth. I remember that.
Didn't get that.
And then 56, I think, was Comedy Central for a while. Then 57 was Nickelodeon, and 58 was Cartoon Network.
Here's the thing. I grew up in a poor place, so our cable was more expensive than I'm sure Griff paid for, and we got less channels.
Yeah.
I didn't get Comedy Central's like 2000.
Damn.
So like South Park was done by the time, like the peak of it, as far as popularity. By the time, like I heard about it all.
You
the
were
time.
hitting the wave of it being better. Like,
but I'm just saying, how it was like super popular. At the time.
Yeah, I get that.
So I just would hear about this shit, and I didn't have internet at the time, obviously. So I was like, I don't know, I guess.
Right. So tapes were becoming a thing. Ninja Scroll, I knew it was out there. I was a horny teenager, so one of those came out with some anime boobs in it, and I was really into that one.
I noticed Julia had very tiny pink nipples on this, because she gets naked in one scene. They're very tiny. They're like dime
live
size.
action?
Yeah, no. Julia does not get naked in live action.
Yeah. You mean, yeah.
In the anime.
Okay, we got to specify that because we're talking supposedly about the live action version, so you can't.
Well, we're gonna go back and forth because we're gonna do a little bit of comparing.
We are.
There's not a lot to compare because they're just two totally different movies.
Yeah, so I'll specify. Well, let me close off the chapter on my anime history here and just say that it was hard to get anything. It was like what cartoon?
Why didn't you just rent it at Blockbuster?
Because I didn't have a Blockbuster, and I also didn't have $8 or whatever it costs to rent things at Blockbuster.
It wasn't $8.
It was. I had to get a car ride up there. We didn't have a Blockbuster subscription.
You didn't have a family video?
We went to Video Mania. And Mike is the only person right now going, oh my God, Video Mania. I think Mike also went there. But yeah, and then years later we got Hollywood Video because Video Mania went under. And so that was the closest thing I had. And even anime there was Scarce, I believe. Scarce, excuse me. But yeah, so it was like these tapes, what they played on Cartoon Network or what they played on the Japanese channel, which never had subtitles. So you never knew what the fuck was going on. And that's how I got my start, Eventually, years later, we'll get into that
What
later.
is it about anime where people are just screaming names?
I don't know.
Kenshiro! This is how, like, let everyone know, underground. I mean, if you live on the West Coast, it probably isn't that way because you have a large Asian population.
True.
But as far as, like, in the Midwest here, how, like, underground anime was, I saw Akira at the DIA.
Nice.
That's the Detroit Institute of Art for people outside of Detroit.
That is an art movie.
In like late 80s, I don't remember. 88, 89,
Damn,
something like
okay.
that. So, yeah, it was still like an underground
How were you?
phenomena.
Were you impressed by
I
it?
just didn't understand it at all.
Yeah, but you weren't like any part of it.
I mean, well, of course, you're growing up on Western cartoons. You don't see that level of violence. So it is kind of mind-blowing,
Heads exploding, just
Right.
like all kinds of crazy shit. Did you... I love Akira. So.
I haven't seen it since then. I should probably go back and see that, too, because we were talking about maybe we should watch the Fist anime, too.
Oh,
And I hadn't seen it in like 25 years, so the only thing I remember, obviously the only thing anyone remembers, is head exploding.
Okay.
So, but yeah. Same with Akira. I don't remember much about it.
I would say that you'll probably still say the Akira story is weird, but the main thing, if you go and watch that again, I think the music's really good. The story, pretty good. And then it's like all the animation you're seeing there is like hand-drawn shit. And just the detail they put into every fucking scene is incredible. So
I remember it having better proportions than Fist of the North Star.
While the Fist of the North... Because Fist of the North Star is a living comic book.
Well, that's one issue I've always had with anime and manga. I can't get down with the style. Like, it's too simplistic for me.
You felt the anime...
Big eyes, tiny mouths.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
tiny mouths. Like, the only manga I ever read was Blade of the Immortal because even though it did have some of the main girl did have the big eyes, it was still well drawn. Like, people didn't look like it's big. I mean, I understand because a lot of the manga comes out weekly, so they're just churning this shit out.
Yes, weekly.
I find it bizarre that there's like this house style that all anime has, where everyone look like. I guess it makes sense because Japanese are very much traditional, like big into tradition and all that shit.
Yeah,
but I don't know. You think there'd be a little more variety?
You would think. One thing we're gonna get into a comparison here in a second here, but I also want to say, because this is obviously a huge topic for both of us, we both love this style of movie that was set by Mel Gibson and the Australians, George Miller, of course. This movie is clearly, and this series as a whole, not just this movie, But the whole Fist of the North Star is clearly inspired by Mad Max.
Yeah, Kenshiro is obviously a Mad Max stand-in. I mean, he's got the look. He's got the leather jacket with the shoulder pads.
With clearly sprinkles of not only our boy Bruce Lee, because of course he's in there, but then when you look at that face, what do you see?
Boy, when you look at those eyebrows, you're like Sonny Chiba.
Chiba.
Yeah, I mean, he even has like the bandage around his forearm. Like Max has it because he was in a car accident.
Yeah,
but he just has it for aesthetic purposes.
Right. Because I watched probably the first 20 so episodes of the series when I got it, and it's been slow because I got to read it. Usually I put things on in the background. Anime is not very strict on the dialogue and the story progression and all that, so it's easy to put them on in the background. This one, since I have to read it, it's even harder.
Isn't it? It's strange how influential Mad Max and Road Warrior in particular was. I don't think there's any movie that was that as much influential as Mad Max. It created a whole subgenre of movies in the 80s.
We have so many stars in our life, our own North Stars of our life, our Fred Williamsons, our Steve James.
Steve James?
Steve James. I was going to call him Steve Jameson.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's why I stopped myself because I was like, I'm doing this wrong. So many fucking stars in our skies because of fucking Mad Max and that genre. Desert wastelands, scarce.
Punk rock aesthetic for some reason.
80s.
Yeah,
I mean, wasn't that...
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's just weird how that became the go-to look. When you're going for post-apocalyptic, it's always mohawks and shit like that.
Right, everybody can find chains and spikes everywhere.
Yeah, and shoulder pads. Football pads are even in Australia where they don't play football, they had shoulder pads.
Yeah, rugby doesn't use shoulder pads. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense, but still.
I guess they got an NFL team at that time because it takes place in the future. 1990X.
Last week we're in 1970X. Yeah. This week we're in 19XX?
90X.
90X, okay. So 20 years. Yeah. Possibly.
Yeah.
Within a 20-year range. Okay, so let's get
into... Godzilla caused this whole destruction. It was his nuclear breath that caused the...
Yeah, he's got that nuke
They had to
breath.
stop Godzilla and a nuclear war get off.
That had to be it. They're talking about all that, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and do kind of our crossover between the two. Why?
One thing the crossover is the love triangle between Shin, Ken, and Julia. That's it.
Yeah, and even that they get kind of wrong because they do Shin as if he has this like muse kind of effect with Julia, and that's what inspires him to recreate the world as he sees it. So he's got like a crazy dictator fascination with himself where he's like, I have to burn everything down to rebuild it. Mm-hmm. And in the anime, he's just like completely in the fog.
Yeah.
He is so in the fog because, I'm sorry, I'm going to give a little tidbits away for the anime version of this movie. Ken's brother, whose name I'm forgetting, but I believe it was Ryuken or something like that.
I thought that was their teacher, was Ryuken.
Yeah. Teacher's Ryuken.
Rao?
Rao. I think there was... There's
the
Rao,
main bad guy. Yeah.
There's Rao, and then there's Ray.
Yeah.
So it gets kind of tough because they're both... Yeah. So Rao tells... or no, that was Jaggy, actually, who convinces Shin that actually Julia's in love with you, and you just need to put the spurs to... Ken to make her realize that she loves you. And so that's the inspiration for the whole fucking anime and movie. And here, Shin is like, I got to rebuild the whole world anew. And Julia, you're going to help me. Your vision of the world, you're my muse. You're going to inspire me to do it all.
Right.
And I don't like that motivation at all.
Well, I mean, they're obviously working on a shoestring budget. It makes you think, should they even have attempted it to begin with the budget that they had?
I don't know why they would, because they just fucking watered it
down. Why do you think this hasn't been made into a major motion picture yet? Is it because of the failure of Speed Racer, the only Western anime adaptation?
No, it can't be the only one. I mean, we did our Netflix Cowboy Bebop, and from what I hear, that tanked. No. Because anime definitely does have its tropes, its own humor, its own thing going on here. But Fist of the North Star should have been easy. Gratuitous violence,
Well, I mean, for like, I think it was like a $5 million budget. I don't think you can do Fist of the North Star. I mean, there's buildings collapsing when people are fighting.
Well, yeah, obviously you can't go with all of that.
I mean, maybe
shit.
if you got those great scale model builders of the Godzilla movies involved.
No, you definitely could do that. That would have been good. But it was like they did.
Like, there's a scene, they don't even explain it. Ken... he walks, like, these people abusing like villagers. Ken walks in covered in rock, like the Thing.
Yeah.
And then a building falls on him. He walks through the building. Like, I mean, would you like Gary? Because Ken is superhuman. He's Superman, basically.
Murray is talking about the anime.
Would you want Gary Daniels to be that super?
Yes.
Okay.
I want Ken to be a badass from square one, and what they did was the traditional hero's journey. Yeah. And I fucking hate that for Ken. Because Ken, from what I understand from when I've watched the anime, maybe at some point in the 185,000 episodes they did of Ken's series, they do a backstory on him, and he does deny being the Fist of the North Star. But to start the movie with him being wishy-washy, which works into Gary Daniels and his wispy voice.
That's his strength, yeah.
Wispy, yeah. You know, it just fucking undersells Ken so far. It buries him. And then he's, even with people, is Tony Khan producing this fucking movie? Fuck that. I want to see Ken come out.
You just want squash matches to the entire movie?
90% of the movie.
Okay.
I want one or two people to get a punch
because
in.
In the anime, the big bad gets squashed pretty damn quickly.
Yes, no,
obviously,
obviously I'd be okay if they switched that around or anything. Yeah. You know, make that drawn out a bit
I don't
more.
know. I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves. In the final scene, he takes on 30 guys and there's no problem with them.
And that's fine. Yeah. Think about the Ray scene in the anime. When Ray is just walking down the street, just kind of like doing his cat scratch fever attacks, and people are just getting... I would have liked it better, but then again, you said the budget was zero. Yeah. And so you can't do... That's what I want. I don't want to see him actually doing martial arts move. I want to see him doing
that begged what I said earlier. Would you want to see like $200 million Fist of the North Star?
Oh, wow. I forgot.
I mean, would I would think they couldn't do it because that level of investment, they're going to neuter it. They're not going to, because the blood is spraying constantly in the anime and in this movie. There's some too. Heads exploding constantly.
Yeah, there's a lot of trickery they could have done.
I think there's still a market because the '80s it was all R-rated fucking action movies and they made money.
Oh yeah,
and somehow they feel like we can't do that anymore. It's got to be this kid shit.
Right. It was harder to get this kind of shit produced and released in America, so I get it. Even in the 90s, I'm sure it was probably really difficult to get them to buy onto this, and that's why the story is the way it is. But yeah, I think they could do a fucking cool-ass one with practical effects, too. Because think about all the time...
What did you think about the practical effects in this?
I thought they did... the only practical effect... Well, it was a special effect that I was like, no. But, like... Let's take, for instance, when he first kicks that guy's face through the door, and he turns toward the camera, perfect SS on his skull and on his forehead. I was like, great, some Nazi shit to let you know that these guys are actually just completely evil. Yeah. They don't need...
Well, he was about to rape a woman.
Yeah. So, yeah. They don't need...
I didn't need the SS.
Oh, you didn't need it?
No.
Okay. But when he kicks him through the head and they do like the practical effect of his jaw just all...
Which I believe is straight. It must have been from the series because I remember seeing a still of that somewhere where it's exactly the look.
Yeah, exactly.
His jaw is like snapped off.
Yeah, snapped off. That was cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, are we getting more stuff like this? And we really don't. There's maybe
we get some head throbbing.
We get some head. Yeah, you're right. We get some head throbbing. But that's Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
It should have been a lot more of that. But I could just think of like the big army fight. You could have had a lot of people with as they're getting hit, Ken is just cycling through them. They're walking with their backs to the camera. You could have put something on them to spray blood out or whatever. You know, you could have done some anime-like effects that still worked. So, with the budget, I could see this being done well with practical effects. I know what I would get is a bunch of CGI garbage, and I don't want that.
Who do you think should have played Ken?
Ooh,
you think JC, VD?
I don't think I could. I would have to think on that one. I got nobody.
Sonny's would be too old.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sonny, obviously, but in '95 he's too old. Yeah. Sonny in his youth, fucking perfect. 70s Sonny would have been amazing because obviously, like we said, inspired by Sonny at least in some ways. Yeah. So I don't know who in the 90s I would have taken. Because
Seagal.
God damn it. No. don't fucking. This is already hard enough to go through this. It's going to be a very hate-filled day for me here. I mean, they didn't even give this guy a name, but they got Ray in here. He's a total bitch. Just get fucking destroyed. I really like Ray in the anime version. They didn't
Ray
give him a name.
he wasn't in the live action.
What?
Where was Ray in the live action?
He was, I feel like, and I went through the credits, and they didn't even give this guy a fucking name, but I went and looked up the actor.
The jobber guy?
The jobber guy who's eating the jam that we were talking about
I
off
hope that's
mic.
not Ray. I actually liked Ray.
Ray is fucking cool as shit.
Yeah.
And they totally bitch him out. I'm pretty sure they were trying to go for Ray, though, because he's jacked up, like we see a lot of the heroes of the North Star, because there's 108 Masters of the North Star. And so Ray was one of them. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be
But there can
Ray.
only be one.
But yeah, kind of like Thunderdome. There can be only one.
Well, he's the Master of the Southern Cross, I think. Their version of Ray.
That was what he was saying. There's so many things. Okay.
Is there some kind of thing like that, like Highlander? If you defeat another a North Star, you get their energy?
You know, they talked about it a lot in this, and I don't understand what the thing is with the North Stars. They're just Southern Stars in the anime, and they're Southern Cross, so they can.
Well, they have the glow. That was the glow, is what he had.
Which one?
Shin, in the movie.
Did Shin?
Shin has the glow.
Oh, that's right. That was the bad CGI effect that he had.
It's the glow. It's Bruce Leroy's glow. Is what
Bruce
he had.
Leroy's grow. I was about to say. God damn it! I'm stumbling on my words already.
He's so upset about.
I'm
this.
so upset. And we still got to get into one last thing before we go to the trailer.
Okay, what do we got to get into?
Because we got to talk about just the small things that get so wrong.
All right.
Well,
the hair is one thing.
It's a small thing that's actually a really big thing. Because again, yeah, the fighting has its own style. It's very exaggerated. It's a lot of tippy taps, which we love. We love our tippy taps here.
Right.
And so what I want to do is give you the comparison. First, I will give you... Should I do the anime version or the live action first?
Don't tell anybody and see if they can guess if this is Gary Daniels or not. This is what I think you're going for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Because we assume Gary Daniels got picked for this role because he has the proper timbre in his voice to do this.
Yeah.
So we'll play this soundbite for you. And you tell us, is this live action or this anime?
Yeah, and they call it, again, we're going to refer to it because podcasts, we're left to our audio devices here, the Atatata. Or the Ata.
Atatata.
And you'll understand that in one of these.
What are you trying to do? Tickle me to death? Don't turn your back on me!
You're already dead.
One of those gets you amped up.
Yeah.
Makes you feel.
Makes you think they finally found a purpose for Gary Daniels.
And then you hear the other. Where's Gary Daniels?
Yeah, I mean, was it just me, or did it sound like Gary Daniels added finally? I don't remember what came out first. Blood Moon or
Blood Moon was 97.
Okay,
this was 95.
Because I was like, he listened to us. He put a little bit of bass in his voice, but as the movie went along, that little wispiness started coming in.
Yep.
And he was back to this. You're already dead.
I mean, it was clear, so I left it in there. But I left in there, you're already dead. And it's the weakest. That's when Ken finally bases up in the anime. You're ready, dude. And he, of course, says it in Japanese and everything. It's fucking great.
Here's a little fun fact for you. When the Japanese version of the movie we're doing today, the live action, they got all the actors from the anime to do the voices for the characters.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So Bat was...
So at least he sounded like a man in the Japanese version.
Okay, cool.
You're already dead.
You're already dead. All right. We got to get on with this movie. It's going to be a fucking full... I hope you like listening to me complain about shit.
You think this, I thought this would be a really breeze. We just go through. You got a lot of fucking hate for this?
I got a lot of hate for this.
Okay. All right. Well, prepare yourself for some hate this Christmas season. Here's the trailer from the star that the Magi followed, by the way, the Fist of the North Star.
You mean to kill me?
Welcome to the future.
In a time beyond tomorrow, a new order has begun. Innocence has no chance. And only the North Star can bring back the peace.
Fist of the North Star!
Your dreams are over.
Fist of the North Star.
Kenshiro!
We open up and we got 45 minutes of credits. Every single person and their dog gets mentioned in these credits. And then finally we start looking on a destroyed city, dust blowing everywhere. It looks straight out of Mad Max.
Wind.
But it's just darker. It's a lot darker.
Well, they got to hide that we're obviously on a set. We're not even in the outdoors with the desert scenes.
Right. And then
We get a voiceover from the guy obviously collecting a paycheck, Malcolm McDowell. 'Cause he probably did one day of work on this movie.
Yep.
We'll see a lot more of him for our Christmas episode, and I mean a lot.
Oh, yeah?
We're going to find out whether he's Jewish or not. That's how fucking much we're going to see of him.
Just look at his dick.
That's what I was getting to that graph. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay. I'm sorry. Spoiler alert.
So yeah, he's just laying out the thing. All the warnings are true. All the predictions fulfilled. Chaos rule because he's playing Ryoken.
Right. He's he's like the master.
In this movie, he's the Fist of the North Star at this point in
right.
the movie.
There can only be one Fist of the North Star.
But that wasn't the worst. Not only has mankind been destroyed by nuclear warfare, once the honorable banner of a school of martial arts, the flag of the Southern Cross is now the fearful symbol of a new order. The sign of the North Star, the sign of the last opposing school. Freedom's the only hope.
And we get to more cuts before we go back to more voiceover. And we got Kenshiro just wandering the earth aimlessly with much fuller hair now.
By the way, Gary Daniels this movie meant so much to him, he named his child Kenshiro. He has a child named Kenshiro.
Are you fucking kidding?
I'm not kidding you.
Oh my god! You bastardized my favorite fucking, like one of my favorite animes, and you name your kid after. Oh god.
So Ryoken, he's calling out to Ken. He's like, I know your pain, anguish, conflict. How can you wander and avoid your destiny? You are the Fist.
Right. Again, I'm fucking hating this so far because you're making Ken look weak. They're not.
Well, like you said, we're going through the classic trial of the hero.
You're going through, the traditional
journey.
stories, hero's journey, and I hate it for Ken. He's a fucking,
you don't have to do it for everybody. I agree.
Right. Like the anime, you get more of the wrestling type hero being.
I mean,
introduced.
spoiler alert: in the anime, Ken gets the shit kicked out of him at the end. He doesn't even win.
Yeah, it's a Rocky ending.
Yeah, it's
And
worse than Rocky because he's just flat. He's laid out. I mean,
Yeah.
Rocky got up and said, I've survived.
Even some of the imagery you see in that fight is used in this movie, but it's used by a different person, and that really bothered me. It's like, why are you fucking stealing? Actually, no, they still. Okay, anyways, but yeah, so this is where we see that Ryuken is getting a visitor, and he's dressed like fucking M. Bison from Street Fighter fame.
Yeah, he was.
All he was missing was a little like driver cap.
We got Shin played by Costas Mandalorian, and we got Ryoken played by Malcolm McDowell.
I do feel like his look, his face and hair was good for Shin.
Okay,
I'll give him that.
well, Shin has blonde rock star hair in the anime.
Yes. It should have been blonder and all that,
Yeah.
but I felt like I was like, okay, that's an okay transition from anime to live action.
He's got the mullet,
Mm-hmm.
and Malcolm McDowell looks like Malcolm McDowell. He looks nothing like an Asian man, let alone the Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, he's just supposed to be even in the anime, he's some old dude, giant beat, just sitting there perfectly meditating and all that.
Right. So he's being confronted by Shin, and Ryoken reminds him the North Star and the Southern Cross cannot fight.
Right.
Why is that? Is it like the Matter thing in Time Cop?
It's just some super law of the universe where
You know what? This has always irritated me, and I'll bring Star Wars into this. It's all about balance.
Yes.
Then why did we want to kill Darth Vader? We need Darth Vader. We need the dark side of the Force. That's what balance is, right?
And you remember in the anime introduction, it says that this balance is like a pendulum.
The yin and the yang.
It goes one way, far one way, then it's going to come back the other way really hard.
Much like our politics in America.
Exactly. So what we're experiencing here, it's like, okay, why wouldn't you want like the weak fucking lesser evil to just stay where he is instead of getting rid of him and having this crazy pendulum effect? So we're going to start swinging that pendulum effect here. I like this because Ryuken doesn't even want to open his eyes for him. How did you know he was me, Master? I can sense your evil fucking spirit, your evil cunty spirit coming in here.
And then he reminds them we must never fight. The powers of the North and the South must never fight. And then Shin found a reach around for this.
He really did.
He's like, I don't need to fight you. Pulls out a gun and just shoots right again.
I want to do it in my best Gary Daniels voice for no reason. This isn't a fight. This is an execution. This guy was not Australian or English, whatever. But yeah, so Shin tells him, "This isn't a fight. Don't worry about it. I found the wraparound to the laws of the universe. This is an execution." Pulled out a gun and shoots him.
Yeah.
Murray, you saw this in the anime.
Oh yeah, I remember that part.
Do you remember when he pulled out a gun and executed him?
No, I don't remember that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He fucking destroys some statues with his super energy hands and shit. He fucks everything up, and that's it. It's like, okay, he's crazy powerful. We get it. No, he shoots him in the fucking
Did he even kill
head.
Ryoken in the anime? I don't even remember.
No, I don't think he killed Ryuken. He just showed him, yeah, you're no longer the Fist of the North Star. I blew up your statues with my energy from 94 feet away.
So much like an American slumlord, Shin has fucking ideas about how to rebuild the world,
Right.
And charge triple the rent.
Yeah.
He said no more rent control
Yes,
in New York City.
he is a landlord.
I'm assuming this is New York City because it looked like his place of business is the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
And finally, one movie set in the 80s and 90s that got it right. No World Trade Center.
No WTC.
They predicted 9/11.
Yeah, it must.
Was Gary Daniels behind it? Look into that.
I definitely.
No, we just got taken off YouTube now.
Oh yeah, we definitely did. Don't say the C word. That's for sure. So we're seeing just like how the Southern Cross flag is being just plastered everywhere. We're getting flashes over the city as it stands now. It's ruins. It's parking lots. It's the perfect image of the Illiches down in Detroit and Gilbert's and everything. Just everything's a parking lot. Yeah, that's all your city
and
needs.
sports arenas.
Parking lots, sports arenas. Yeah. We're bringing the people back downtown.
And only charging them $50 to see a football game for parking for a football game.
Parking for a football game, and then $60 to get into the football game.
60? That's a nosebleed seat.
That's a nosebleed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Standing room only right now for the Vikings game. $45.
I can't believe anyone would want to be in a standing room only.
It's going to be a good game, I'm telling you.
All right. Well, it's not going to be good. Well, Paradise Valley is not good. Or is it? Because for some reason, it has the only fresh water left in the world.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Well, it's probably a well.
That makes sense.
So it's that fresh mineral water.
And this is 200 miles north of where Shin is creating his empire.
So this is probably in like Albany or Buffalo, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
It's upstate New York.
I do like that Bernie is actually running this encampment here. Bernie Sanders.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't see him in there?
Bernie's an appeaser because the guy running this camp is a appeaser.
Well, what happens to Bernie is terrible. I'm just going to go ahead and spoil this for everybody. Clint Howard shoots Bernie Sanders in the forehead in this movie.
Oh, my God. Was he wearing his mittens?
He was.
Oh,
he was sitting in a chair, silently protesting.
So we get some familiar faces. First, we have a character named Asher, played by Melvin Van Peebles, who's many say wrote and directed the very first blaxploitation movie of all time, Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song.
Mm-hmm.
Also the father of Melvin Van Peebles, or Mario Van Peebles, I should say, who was from our favorite Ginty movie, Executioner 2, who also was rocking a very Road Warrior look in that movie.
That's true, yeah.
For some reason, we get downtown Julie Brown playing a character named Charlie. She's called Downtown Julie Brown because she was the black Julie Brown on MTV. She's a VJ.
VJ, yeah.
And then we had the white one who was like a redhead, who was just Julie Brown because we're racist. We got the white girl gets the Julie Brown name, and the black girl gets Downtown Julie Brown.
C-Lab did the best joke of that because they had Black Debbie and White Debbie.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Stormy would always refer to Black Debbie as Black Debbie, and then of course Sparks calls him out. Why do you call her Black Debbie and not White Debbie? White Debbie. East Side. Terrible show. I love it.
So it's that's it. That's all you got to know about these characters. They don't do anything. They're just preparing Paradise Valley for invasion.
These characters are added along with another nerd we're gonna learn later, Neville, just to pad out like this whole city, bring a human element. Fuck that.
This movie very much is a ripoff, I think, of Road Warrior. Because instead of oil, it's water. There's this small encampment, and these punk rock dudes want what's in the encampment.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They want the water. So we also learn about a character who's prevalent in the anime. Two characters, Bat and Lynn.
But Lynn is blind in this one.
Yeah.
She's mute in the anime.
Exactly. So they flip-flopped it a little bit.
Yeah.
They found a way to use it to motivate Ken in this movie. So, okay, whatever.
So Bat is a little scamp, and he knows that Lynn loves her peaches. Who doesn't love a nice juicy peach? Just sink your teeth into it. Let the juice just dribble down your chin.
Just let it drib down the chin. That's why you're such a big basketball fan, is dribbling juices.
And love those juices.
He actually has to steal them off people. We learned that he's the kung fu master.
He thinks he is.
He's always teaching people. He's bumping into the guy's
He
chest.
watched a lot of that show we did, Masters of Kung Fu, whatever.
WMAC Masters.
Yeah, WMAC.
Champions.
Yeah. And he learned from that.
So he steals her some peaches. She comes over. She can hear the peaches
of course,
in the can.
your senses are heightened when you lose one of them.
And she shakes it and she says...
You imagine how good a peach would taste if you're blind.
Jesus Christ.
You might have an orgasm.
Yeah, you might. The sensory overload. That's blind folks. If we have a blind fan, can you let us know, like, what is the best food? Because
I assume everybody's a blind who listens to us because we are basically the audio version of a movie.
Yeah, that's right. It's interesting because we never, whenever we talk about the five senses, we always talk about smell. Daredevil smells and hears so well. We never talk about his taste.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I want to
Or maybe I never thought, maybe the peaches, of course, this is a euphemism for pussy. Maybe it's too strong. Maybe it just makes them vomit.
Well,
I don't know.
I'll have you know.
Not all peaches are, some are kind of rotten. You don't want to get near them.
What we've learned about Griff is that, of course, I've been writing on the side. I write reviews. I'm on Amazon. I'm all over podcasts, using my own fucking reviews, getting my name wrong to not credit me. I wrote to Netflix when that Daredevil series came out, and I said, you guys are so keen on all the senses except taste. Have him eating pussy like every week, and I write up a whole story.
And then
arc.
he can identify a killer by the taste of her pussy.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
And I said he's gonna have. I can't even think of a female rogue in the Daredevil.
Elektra?
There we go. Where he's in a kink bar and it's just an orgy happening. He eats her pussy. He shows up to a crime scene and he goes.
There's a little moisture there.
Yep.
He rubs it to his finger. He's like, that's Electra's puss. She was in this room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Netflix wrote me back and said that is incredibly offensive. I don't know what.
And then they stole the idea. That was the even worst part.
I don't know what's offensive about two people wanting to fuck. I don't
What's
get
offensive about trying to please a woman? Come on, patriarchy.
Yes, exactly. He's on his knees, willing to please, and they're like, "Yeah, no, that's offensive." No, they're both into it. They sign, they sign consent forms before they go in there. I had the contract signing scene in there.
Nothing more romantic than a contract signing scene before you go down.
I mean, it wasn't them face to face. Everybody signs the consent forms when they go in there.
Okay. All right, back to the
what are we doing?
less interesting movie.
What are we doing?
All right, we're Paradise Valley where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
We got to conserve our energy. We got 9 hours of podcasting to do tonight. So Lynn hears the thunderous roar. Thunder.
Gary Daniels would do a great version of that.
Thank you. Motorcycles running down on them.
Of course. They have, you know what? I noticed one thing I've noticed about this movie and even more in the anime, no problem with gas. It's just abundant.
Yeah, gasoline was everywhere, clearly.
They had a water tower filled with gas on the top of a building in the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So water was their problem. Gas was not.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't drink that shit.
Right.
There's not a whole lot of vehicles either.
Yeah.
The one thing that bothered me in a later scene was that there's like thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and there's like supposed to be no food. So I didn't like that part.
Of the anime? Or are you talking about
in the anime? Yeah.
Yes.
There's barely any people in this, so that's accurate. So yeah, obviously bandits are on their way, and we see them storming through Paradise Valley.
This is where we get one of our Golan-Globus favorites, Clint Howard, playing a character named Stalin.
Stalin, he's so perfect. He's got a little revolver, and he's going pow.
Yeah, he's like on a motorcycle, just randomly shooting people.
I loved him. Did he not look good in this Bandit?
Of course, he always looks good.
He looks so fucking good. I love.
We get a character named Stone, I believe.
Stone.
I thought this was Mike from Breaking Bad. I had to look it up. I was like, this got to be Mike from Breaking Bad.
Same.
No, it was just some dude who looked like a burn victim.
Mid-90s, that guy from Breaking Bad looked just like him, but no, this was some other guy. I had to look him up to figure out who the fuck it was. Because he's not in the anime. They just threw him in here.
Yeah. There's actually an anime character. It's a throwaway character. That's a big character in this movie.
Oh, who you
Jackal.
talking? Jackal?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackal was kind of a throwaway. Yeah, you're right. So of course,
Is Jackal with him in this scene? I don't think.
Yeah, Jackal came through, but
Jackal played by Sean Penn's brother Chris Penn, who's no longer with us.
This is just kind of a reconnaissance type missions. Reconnaissance? They're just surveying the town, making sure they're weak, confirming there's water in there.
Right.
Because apparently what we're about to learn is that this is what Shin wants to start his city on.
Is he going to do like an aqueduct thing, an irrigation system,
That is
200 miles?
That's what he said. Yeah.
Well, he's got big plans then.
He's got really big plans, and I'm not sure if he's capable of doing these. He's just...
Well, he said he's lost in the fog.
He's going full conservative, where he's just like, I will stop border crossings. How are you going to do that? I will stop border crossings. I will stop inflation. I will stop everything.
Only inflation they're stopping is in people's pants.
That's right.
So, yeah, they're just raining terror as goons do.
We kind of do a Scooby-Doo cut, and now they're all gone. Dust is settling, but the rain is coming down. And in this bleak future we live in, 1990X, acid rain.
Right. Just burning everything. Real acid rain.
So we get our voiceover, what's his name?
Malcolm McDowell, Ryukin.
Yep, Ryukin coming back over, explaining that the world is in ruins. Traveling, incredibly dangerous because it's desert wasteland. There's no food, water anywhere, and acid rain all the time. And that's when we see that Ken is just hanging out in a small little hut. He's got his hood over
he
him.
walks up, he finds this hut out in the middle of nowhere, and he needs to go to a place to get out of the rain.
Right.
And he goes and we see these people. They're part of some resistance because they have a shortwave radio.
Right.
And I guess they're working with Paradise Valley. I don't know.
They stare into his eyes and they're like, "You're a good man, I can tell.
Well, yeah, you can tell.
Just come on in. You can sleep on our floor."
And he does. And so we get a scene. He's asleep. He's having nightmares. This is where we actually get a scene from the anime for a change.
This is true.
This is where we learn where he got his 7 wounds.
Yes.
So it's flashback. I found it odd that, well, I mean, the anime takes place in America, right?
I think so, yeah.
So it makes sense that they're white guys playing these characters, even though they have Asian names.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, Julia, who's clearly white in the anime, she has red hair, is played by an Asian woman.
They wanted to have that effect of an Asian woman going, "Kachido!"
It's more authentic.
Yeah.
Okay, so we see Shin. I guess we get just the end result of the scene because later on we get the full scene.
Yeah,
right?
we don't get this full scene.
So we just get
right
the violence here. We see that there's guys holding Ken and he's getting pummeled.
Yes.
And then Shin walks up and he finger bangs Ken.
Yeah. And it's
in the most brutal way possible.
It's very diced up. You're not seeing the
Yeah.
full extent of the scene. We're just seeing that he's getting finger banged in his chest, and you got Shin's
Yeah.
face covered in blood. That scene was done very well.
Yeah,
I would
and
say.
he pulls the finger out, blood spurts out. That was nicely done.
Like if I want to give him credit for anything, I give him credit for that. They made that scene brutal. The spraying blood, very anime-like. So
he does 3 like real slow ones, and
Yeah.
then he gets his 4 fingers and right in his stomach,
Yeah.
and he's got 7 wounds now.
But
Is it a constellation?
yeah, it's
It's a North Star.
it's a Big Dipper.
Oh, okay.
If you look at it, yeah.
No, I didn't look at it.
So that's why there's like the scene. I think it was in this where he looks up to the sky and he sees the Big Dipper, and he's like, "Oh shit, yeah."
I tuned out.
Okay.
So he wakes up from that.
You can't tune out within 30 minutes of the movie. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't.
Well, Gary Daniels tuned out through the entire movie. I mean, he's in that fog that I call it the Gary Daniels days, where he's just deer in the headlights.
The Gary Dazels.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he wakes up because his 2 hostess are being accosted outside.
Yes, and this is where I think this is kind of from the anime.
The anime has it in there, but it's like
you
a
notice
different
this
context.
very quick scene, but it was a jarring scene. It probably took a whole day to set up. In the foreground, right in the foreground, there's this ugly guy putting lipstick on.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, his face is covering half of the fucking scene, and in the background, you see the guys fucking with the thing.
Yes.
I don't know. What was that scene? I was like, that had to be from the anime because it was such a set up scene. No,
Right.
it's not. It was just a very bizarre scene. There's a guy who's got 666 branded in the side of his head.
Maybe they wanted to show off because they can do super, super close-ups of everybody. They wanted to give you an example because as you talked about in the anime, everybody's bald. Everyone's got like a mohawk.
Yeah.
They got fucking shit carved onto their head or tattooed on their head or whatever. So maybe this was their way to kind of like tip their hat that way.
I don't know. This guy was like applying lipstick. It was very odd.
Yeah, it was.
Nah,
the colors behind him and everything.
Yeah, and he was doing a real bad job. He looked like Dee Snider. It wasn't good.
Clearly trying to do an artistic anime type scene.
So this goon is like, I'm going to rape this lady, but not in front of you. I'm going to take her inside like a gentleman.
Right.
And so he's going to date rape her, basically. And so he takes her to the room, but he doesn't know Ken is in that room.
I don't think date rape's the word. I think rape is the word.
Well, I'm thinking in his mind, it's like if I do it in private, it's okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. He's going to take her
It
inside.
doesn't really happen if you do it in private. If there's no witnesses, did it happen? I think he's covering all bases. I'm not approving of any of this shit.
Oh, no, of course
I
you're not.
don't care if it offends people. Rape's bad, people, right?
I know. It's crazy that we have to go on the fence here, up on a fucking platform here and say that.
Guess what? It doesn't happen because our hero is there to save the day. We see a big old fucking size 12 boot go right out the fucking door.
I mean, the rapist is such a fucking good guy. He knocks on the door before he goes in there.
yeah, well, yeah, he doesn't want to like wake anybody up or anything.
And so clearly this is the cue to Gary Daniels to kick through the door.
Right.
And he kicks through the door, kicks the guy right in his fucking mouth. And this is where we see him turn towards the camera in the jaw severed scene that we were talking about in the top half. Which, again, pretty fucking cool. I liked it. I thought I was in for a pretty good time when I saw that scene.
All right, and this is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is why they hired Gary Daniels. We can't wait for the atas that he's going to give us.
I was so excited because as we talked about, he's got that register. It's going to work out. He's going to be able to do the atas so well. I did it better than him just now, and that was just me not even trying. But and again, this is supposed to be Kenshiro. When you watch the anime, he has these scenes, complete jobber matches. He's barely touching people, and their heads and bodies and limbs are exploding. Instead, he's doing martial arts. And of course, Gary Daniels wants to show off his martial arts. One person maybe he can show off his but you gotta give the audience what they need out of a Fist of a North Star, and they don't do it. And then finally, he steps up to the main goon who pulls out a gun. He fucking cuts the gun in half with his hand.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a point there. But then you lose 94 points for this one because he steps.
Well, you think he didn't even do a good job with hitting the nerves?
In this scene?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it would have been fine if they fucking amped up everything else. It would have been good.
You mean like speed up the film?
No. I'm saying it had zero to it. It was literally Gary Daniels going, oh. Listen to that anime at the beginning of the half. Where
Yeah, there's no doubt the audio is shit. But
Exactly.
You think the visuals didn't?
No, I said the visuals were good.
Okay.
It was just everything else about it is completely flat. It's void of anything.
Do you think he got self-conscious? Like, he's like, I can't do that. Like, he's probably, he's had to live with his voice his whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be awful that when you go through puberty, your voice doesn't change.
No, I think for a guy trying to break it into Hollywood and everything, you got to be terrified here. You got to be, like, I'm just going to sound like a Bruce Lee ripoff or some bullshit like that. I'm sure he came in self-conscious as fuck. But the producers, everybody else in the post not being like, knowing the source material, being like, we need to juice this the fuck up. Like, put some music behind it or something. Put some bass into the fucking thing.
Sweeten it.
Anything to sweeten the scene. It's hollow. It's void of any emotion. It's blank. I hated it.
So he does it. He does the ata.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to call it. And the guy just laughs at it. Much like you would thought, this is Gary Daniels' worst nightmare. The guy laughs at him.
Right. I mean,
what are you doing? Tickling me to death?
Turns his back and walks. Don't you turn your back on me, boy. This is straight Fist of the North Star, though. Right. This happens all the time.
Right.
So, yeah, after he turns his back onto him, he's like, I'm going to kill you, boy.
You're already dead. And then you see, this is what we were waiting for.
Murray made sure to put this one in the notes, like we would forget that his head explodes. Murray, head explode.
I told you I tuned out like 10 minutes earlier in this film, so I needed some refresher.
Needed a reminder, yeah. No, this movie is so under my skin. I'm waiting for my head to explode during this movie.
So yes, we see the pulsating head, and then just bursts like a sweet peach.
All right, so we cut over to, this is actually Shin's big old fortress. This is like his throne room. And he keeps out the fucking pates and the jellies just in like beautiful
Maybe
candy
it was caviar.
dishes.
You think it was caviar?
It could have been caviar.
That's a very delicacy.
But it's highfalutin food,
Yeah.
is what we've understood. And we see this guy, he was a former Southern Cross master. Again, Southern Cross doesn't actually exist. It was supposed to be Southern Star. This is where I was talking about earlier from the anime. I believe this is supposed to be Ray. And
I hope not, because I like Ray.
Ray is so fucking cool in the anime.
He's cocky as shit. He got swagger up the ass.
Oh my god. And he gets nothing in this. And so he's walking up. He sees that fucking jellies or the pate or the caviar. And he dips 2 fingers in and he's going to town, And that's when Shin comes out. Oh, yes. Do that is most elegant of food. Sustain that beautiful, because this guy is ripped.
Yeah,
he looks like
I don't know where they're finding peck jelly in this apocalyptic future, but they got it.
That's true. In a days,
Yeah.
So that's when, of course, Shin comes out, confronts him, and he's like, "Okay, well, here's the thing. You used to be a Southern Cross master, and I know there's 108 of you, but there can be only one." And poor old...
I was just shocked that we learned that Bruce Leroy was a master of the Southern Cross. I didn't know where his school was from, because clearly we see Shin starts the glow.
Yeah, Shin does the glow, so clearly he Bruce Leroy at some point. Yeah. Probably destroyed his little brher in front of him, too.
was his original name.
Sho'nuff.
Sho'nuff. He was the brother of Sho'nuff.
Yeah, of course.
Wouldn't this movie be so much greater if we had Bruce Leroy's little brother in it instead of Bat? If we had him,
they had better.
And he was just clowning on fucking Ken all the time and popping and locking all the time.
That would be fucking good. That would be fucking. That'd be real anime type shit too.
Like when instead of doing the ata, he like pop and locks on somebody.
Ooh, ta ta ta, ooh ta ta ta. Yeah. No, I'm feeling it. Like if you help direct this anime version, or live action of an anime, I think I'd be into it.
So he gives the old four-finger bang to the stomach.
Yeah. He's forcing this guy to fight him. He's telling him, of course.
That guy probably has cramps now. He ate really quick, and then he took 4 fingers to the gut.
Yeah, like he's telling him, I hate the sight of blood and everything, but, this is what I got to do. There can't be any other Southern Cross masters.
Yeah, they say you got to wait 30 minutes for swimming because you'll cramp up after eating. Is that the same with fighting?
Yeah.
You cramp up? So he basically set up. We'll just call him Ray, even though it's not really Ray. He set Ray up.
Yeah.
Because he cramped up.
Yeah. The only reason why I say this is Ray is because we know from the anime that Shin kills Ray. Or no, actually.
Rao kills Ray.
Rao kills
Shin
Ray.
doesn't kill anybody.
Shin doesn't kill anybody, yeah. But I feel like never mind. Yeah, he looks like he's supposed to be
So
Ray.
basically, what we're led to believe he's the last of the Southern Cross now, Shin.
Yeah. As far as we know.
And somehow maybe he absorbs the power, like it's a Highlander thing. We don't fucking know because they don't even know what they're doing.
And then we get a little bit of glimpse before we cut away the scene of a character named Julia.
Yeah.
And apparently she is some woman that we need to pay attention to.
She is the crux of the story. She is the love interest of Ken. The reason Ken lives, the reason Ken keeps on moving and doing his thing, and the reason why Shin is also wanting to rebuild the world.
Right, like I mentioned
She has no personality at all.
Zero personality.
Cute.
Like I mentioned in whatever point I mentioned it at, in the live-action movie, she is the muse. She's inspiring him somehow to start a whole new world. He's going full architect. He's going full George Costanza architect here, whereas in the anime, he is in the fog for her.
Yeah.
All right.
And we see that she's holding a bag of seeds.
Yeah, that Kenshiro gave to her.
I thought it was a bag of ashes first, but it's a bag of seeds,
Yeah.
which is very important.
Right.
It's his ultimate inspiration.
I mean, she's going to start the whole new world. Whole new...
So, my least favorite character in this movie, Bat and Lynn, find Ken sleeping it off, and he's got to get out of the rain, so he's sleeping it off in their little hovel that they have. Mm-hmm. I was also super confused where I was at. I was like, are we at Paradise Valley or are we in New York City? Because everything looks the same. You notice they had the Mexican filter?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Except they made it dirtier than usual. Yeah. Because everything's supposed to look bleak.
So I'm like, wait, are we in New York? No, we're back in fucking Paradise City.
Yeah, Paradise Valley.
Where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
Exactly.
Please take me home.
Please take me home. So we get a little sass matching here going up. Why are you in here? Because it's raining outside. Because it's raining outside.
They want to get wet.
Thank you.
This wig's very expensive. Because he's wearing a wig. Ken has short hair. Ken is fucking Mad Max.
Yes. Why does he have like full on, mullet here?
I mean, maybe it was because he was prepping that bowl cut for Blood Moon. Like he already had the highlights in. He's like, I'm not. You know how hard it is to get highlights in your fucking hair?
Yeah,
no,
very hard.
Put the wig on.
And so he's looking like he's getting up and he's about to be angry when he notices little Lynn. And he sees immediately, because he reads eyes, that she's blind.
You can't read her eyes. So she's like, you gotta be blind.
So Bat is going on, because we know that Bat, who does have bleached hair, he just fucking face palms him away and then grabs little Lynn by her face and starts massaging her temples.
No, he just pokes her temples. He
just poked him?
Yeah, he puts his hands like on the side of her head and goes, poke. And then all of a sudden knocks her eyes maybe her left eye was in her right eye socket and her right was in her left, and that's why she was blind. Yeah. So he knocked him back.
It was like a cartoon, and they just rolled over and then finally settled correctly. Right. Fine. This is the North Star.
Yeah, he does that in the anime with the muteness.
He reached behind like her ears and that.
Because remember, It's not physical, it's mental. She saw her parents being raped and murdered and then made her go blind. She
Right.
chose to go blind.
She
She's like, I
chose
can't.
to.
Which kind of a loose connection in the anime because Ray's sister also chooses to go blind because of the shit she has to deal with.
Yes, they combined her,
Yeah.
but then subtracted Lynn's story. Like, they took up Ray's
Well,
sister.
less of Lynn is good. I didn't like Lynn in the anime, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Annoying little girl with pink hair.
Right, it was supposed to be the innocence and all that, and the innocence can call out to Kenshiro a la Godzilla style. He crashes through buildings.
That made sense because there's nothing more ear piercing than a little girl screaming for no. You got a niece. Did she scream at the top of her lungs for no reason?
Oh hell yeah, that's what
Do you
they
ever just stop her and why do you do that? Because all little girls do it, and it's so fucking annoying.
They just get fucking excited. I mean,
It's just screaming.
kids, man. They don't know what to do with their emotions. We're dead. We are dead. When you look at us, you're just like, you are the most miserable fucks. If anybody had post conversations with us after the podcast, be like, you guys are not podcast people.
This is the best you get.
Yeah.
This is the of us right here.
We
You think we're fucking like misanthropes out
no,
here?
we live like 2.5 hours a week when we do this, and the rest we're emotionally retarded. I'm sorry to use that word. Actually, I want to bring this up. When I was in a meeting like 3 weeks ago, we started this new company. All these French
Get
people
this
are in
out
there.
because we don't want to have this on our Christmas episode.
Yeah.
So get these out.
I belong to a new company based in France. This woman is explaining everything to us, and she says, "Yeah, our system here is retarded." It's like, ma'am, you can't say that in a fucking workplace anymore.
Well, what did she mean? Did she mean it's slow? Because that's what the word means.
No,
Okay.
she meant it in the other way. That it was bass backwards.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so Kenshiro is curing this woman, or baby girl, of her blindness.
Yeah, and he's just like he realized kids are annoying, so he's like, I'm out of here. So
Yeah.
he leaves,
My
and
dad taught me that trick.
he's in the acid rain,
Again.
that cold November rain. And this is
Please wrap this back to fucking Guns N' Roses. How many Guns N' Roses songs will
we're
Murray bring up?
gonna find out.
We are.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Welcome to the jungle, people, because
Those are the three I know, so you don't even have to
well,
help me out.
Lynn is a sweet child of
oh
mine.
God, I know that one too.
So yeah, it's funny how all the worst songs on the album were all the hits. But yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
Well, there's a
never-
lot of swearing on all the others.
Was that Use Your Illusion?
That's
or
not
whatever?
Appetite for Destruction.
I've never listened to that album. I think I'm gonna give
It's
it
a good hard rock album.
I believe it, and I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I've never tried it. I need to.
Yeah.
But again, another thing I hated. Not to shoe over whatever you're about to say, because I see it in your eye.
I'm searching for another Guns N' Roses
Oh,
song.
okay. Okay, well, I'm buying you time here. I fucking hated this, the live action, because it's all about my daddy. My dear daddy taught me before he died, like, everything. Oh, yeah, my fatherly connection. This
So it
and
was
that,
supposed to
my
be his dad. It wasn't just his master. Ryokin
In
is
this,
his father?
it's his dad. But
Okay.
I thought in the anime it was just a fucking cool-ass dude.
So Jackal, we played by Chris Penn, and he's wearing. We can see that what's going on with him because he's wearing this weird like contraption on his head.
Vader mask.
Vader
if
mask.
you're familiar with
Yeah.
wrestling.
Big Van Vader.
Or if you've been watching the World Cup, a lot of people use this to hold their nose in place because they have a broken nose.
Okay, so at this point we don't know, and if you've watched the anime, obviously you know why he's doing this because he kind of resembles a character from the anime.
Yeah. Character gets 2.5 scenes.
Yeah, and he gets a lot of scenes.
Yeah, he does get a lot of scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he come back from his reconnaissance mission. He's like, "Hey, Paradise City, it's ready, man."
Yeah, he's reporting to Shin.
And Shin's like, "Why are you bringing this shit to me? I'm working on my art." He's got his like draftsman's table up. He's got the slide rule. He's doing all this shit.
I love this in the way where I hate it so fucking much. The way they've done Shin in this movie is infuriating. But yes, he is going full Costanza. He's drawing up all the blueprints. Julia, are you impressed by my skills here? I'm doing it. I'm architecting. And then, yeah, he's got his fucking stooges coming up to him. And, of course, he doesn't want to be a part of that. He's not a fucking destroyer. He's a builder.
He doesn't get his hands dirty.
Exactly. He's a builder. And he's like, why are you coming to me? Set the dynamite, blow it up. I'm ready to build. You're taking too much fucking time.
Right.
Too much time on my hands.
And he's like, "Julia, I'm building the future in your name." She's like, and just walks away from him.
He can't stand it.
He's in the fog because she's controlling him.
He's a little bit in the fog, but it's not the fog I wanted from the anime.
Good.
He's trying to impress the fuck out of her, but no, he's not. He's got her in his clutches, and he's not going full Uther here. Okay. So he's got to be in the other fog we were talking about.
He's in Jeff fog.
Yeah, exactly. He's in the full-on Jeff fog. He's trying to get her hook, line, and sinker. He's not just trying to fuck her.
Right, yeah. And she's playing him like a violin.
Yeah.
And so now we go back to Paradise City. We see they know that they're coming back. So they're like, we got to prepare. So Bat is doing his best to teach everybody some katas.
Right. Asher is explaining that.
And he's like falling. He's like a comic relief character. So he's falling over and shit.
A guy kicks him in the face. And he's like, let's work on punches instead.
Right.
Very funny.
Did you notice, like, and some of these people have been in other things. Like, the acting was horrible all across the entire movie.
Garbage. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Like,
it was,
whoever directed this does not know how to direct.
We didn't get, like, our usual action movie experience where it's like, people are really showing up and trying to get on to the next thing, or Wings Hausering the movie or anything.
Right.
We got none of that. This is very over-the-top bad way. We got Asher, of course, is one of, like, our leaders of Paradise Valley.
Melvin Peebles, yeah.
And he's explaining that, they're not looking to just defeat us. They're looking to enslave us. Like, we need to fight back because otherwise we're fucking slaves.
And then he talks about a prophecy of a man, a fist of a man, a fist of a North Star man.
Again, hate this.
And then a man who gets possessed by Ryukin. He's an Asian man, but he has blue eyes. So we know it's Ryukin.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is fucking Ryukin a Force ghost now? What the fuck is going on with this?
It's so fucking annoying because, again, it's like, what the fuck is all this? And we're going to see Ryukin again possess somebody else. And
right.
It's like so annoying, and I hated it.
And so he walks up to Lin, and he says, you have to turn Ken's heart. You have to convince him to become the fist of the North Star.
And that's when we got to see what's going on with Ken.
He's in some hovel somewhere. Like, it's like an abandoned carnival or some shit.
I mean, when the world is ruined, when the world is shit, I guess what you do is just sleep. Because Ken...
well, you got a lot of time to do not. You don't have an iPad. So
unlike
you don't have the Golan-Globus theater.
That's a good point.
He could really get you through the apocalypse.
Yeah, really. He's going... Like, in the anime, we know he just wanders around. They cut that out. We don't just see him wandering around. We see him when he's showing up to action.
He's sleeping around.
In this, he's just sleeping everywhere. No, it's like we always see him when, like, confrontation's happening. In this, we just see him sleeping.
And he gets a warning from Ryukin. He's like, I will talk to you in person.
And that wakes him from his sleep, wakes up, and then suddenly it's like, wait, did he go back into the dream? Was he not dreaming before? Because a ghoul, a ghost...
A mummy.
A mummy.
Fucking mummy comes up from the ground, possessed by Ryukin.
Was it possessed by Ryukin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But
he said, I will talk to you. Then now he's talking to him.
Oh, that's right, because it's supposed to be his dad.
And he goes, you are the fist. Like, he's like, you must take the mantle. I'm no longer the fist. I'm a Force ghost now.
Right.
I can only possess, but why doesn't he possess fucking Ken? God damn it.
I don't know, and I hate it. I hate this whole fucking thing where Ken's denying being the fist of the North. Ken is a badass. Stop making him weak.
Back in town, downtown Charlie Brown is demanding people get ready for this fight. Neville's like, no, we can appease him. He's like much like his name's Neville because he's like Neville Chamberlain, the British PM, who said we could appease Hitler.
There we go. We've got the only real water left. They have to barter with us. Barter.
We can negotiate. All right, now Ken has finally accepted the mantle of the fist.
Fuck this. I don't want a training montage, Ken.
But we got to see Gary Daniels do a split.
Right.
And he does a pretty damn impressive split. And then he does a move from the anime. We see Rao do it, but he grabs as a cinder block and just he crushes his armpit, crushes it.
He makes it fart.
Yeah, he does make it fart. That's impressive. I can't do that.
All right. And so as he's training 5 feet away from him in an abandoned carnival.
Yeah, as you would, yeah.
He just hears a ruckus, and he walks over to find that Bat is being harassed by a couple of bullies.
Bat is hiding in one of the rides.
Yes.
And he's like, what are you doing there? Are you having a laugh?
Are you having a laugh?
You taking the piss out of that guy? Lynn, she was one of her ear-piercing screams. She's looking for...
All she did was tell Bat to come find him, is what we're getting at here.
Oh, he's her bitch.
Right, exactly. What we're trying to explain there is, why is Bat even here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's batshit crazy.
That's right.
And he's like, Paradise City needs your help, Ken. And Ken's like, I don't think so.
Yeah. So we just beat up these two goons. He's learning about this from Bat, who he's helped out of the little fucking carnival carriage thing. And after he hears that they want him to come help, he's just like, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm going to go. I got hobbles to sleep in. And he's looking to walk away, and then he looks down and he sees Julia's face pinned up on this guy's denim jacket.
Yeah, I mean, say we will about Shin. He knows the importance of branding.
That's right.
And it's like, it looks like something Patrick Nagel would paint, and it's really classy.
Yeah.
And it fucking infuriates Ken.
Picks up the guy and just start. Again, this is supposed to be an anime where he's exploding skulls, and no, he's just punching this guy repeatedly in the face. There's no, I mean, it's gratuitous, but it's not like blood flopping and spraying everywhere. So I didn't like this. And then again, it's building into the whole thing where Lynn is not like, or Julia is not some love that he's just trying to fuck. It's like, it's Shin's muse. Like, he needs
She's
her.
everybody's muse.
Yeah, exactly. She is fucking deity.
Yeah.
And he needs her to inspire him to build
She's
this
the goddess
city.
of the fog.
Got it? Wow. Murray. It's beautiful. I'm glad all my rambling.
Maybe that's why she's... No, I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
We get kicked off YouTube.
That's a good point.
So Ken still starts walking the earth, and Bat follows him. He's like, I'm going to change this guy's mind. And then he doesn't walk as much as Ken does. He doesn't do his Fitbit as diligently as Ken does.
We learned it from one of the Ryokan voiceovers, too. No one can survive these wastelands, so it makes sense.
So he
that
passes out, and he gets covered in dust, and
Right.
Ken goes back.
He smirks and, finds Bat just passed out there, rustles his hair. He's like, you're a pretty little boy.
I'll help you.
I'll help you out.
All right, Jackal is getting ready.
He's doing a promo for his bandits.
It was an awful promo.
It was not good. That's why we're not going to remember it at all.
It was Kenny O level.
We get Shin working
He did
on...
the citation.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I do.
Bless you. And good night. And a bang.
But it works on these guys because I guess they haven't seen a promo in a while.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the power, not about the words.
So we get a 5-hour montage of rape and ruin.
Yeah.
It's just them going to Paradise City and just setting people on fire. You notice Stone / Mike from Breaking Bad, he's constantly vaping. I don't know, is that his character trait?
Yeah, really. I didn't get this at all. Again, this is a character they added. He's got this little bubbler fucking thing where it's got some kind of drug in it. He's going Frank Booth, and he's like, except that, it's got a little nozzle for his mouth, and he's huffing on it. Not huffing, whatever. But yeah.
Well, maybe because he's conflicted, because we learned he's not as violent as the rest of the goons.
He needs it to do the ultra violence.
Yeah.
It's Moloko plus. And then we get the montages of the city preparing their defenses, which obviously get ruined here.
Not only is it a long scene, they put it in slow motion to make it seem even longer.
And then you even get scenes of Shin working again on his blueprints. At one point, he cuts his finger open and drops blood, and the blood is on fire.
Yeah, there's no explanation at all. He has fire blood.
Again,
that's the word. What kind of STD does he have? This blood is
it's a
on
weird
fire.
anime thing that I'm fine with if everything else doesn't suck about this movie.
All right, so yeah, it's just an hour of that. We see that eardrum-piercing scream of Lynn. Ken hears it, 'cause anyone can hear a little girl when she's screaming within a 10-mile distance.
You're right. And again, this is what happens in the anime too. Ken can hear Lynn scream from miles away, and that's kind of his. That's his Godzilla rate, like fucking beeper system.
So are you saying Bat is Kenzuki?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
All right, so he heads back.
Kenzuki.
All right, so Jackal's taking over Paradise City. He's got the three leaders, Asher, Charlie, and Neville, on their knees. Neville feels very comfortable on his knees because he's ready to suck some dick as long as he gets to live.
Right.
And
think about this, though. You saw in the anime when Ray's sister When Ray rescues his sister, she gets on her knees and starts patting his cock.
Well, it was full-blown Stockholm syndrome.
Exactly. And so they kind of did this with Neville.
Yeah, but at least she had like probably years of abuse.
Neville had
minutes.
Minutes, yeah.
He's just rated. He just wants to suck a dick.
I just mean that the imagery they used it. They just.
I don't think they're even thinking that. But I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yeah.
So he's ready to suck, and that. I mean, at least like Jackal at least has some integrity. He's like, at least Charlie and Ash are putting up a fight.
Exactly.
You got my pants around my ankles already.
Right.
Sorry, buddy. Shoots him in the head.
Just shoots him in the head, and he's getting ready to torture the other ones.
So when you get what you want, you got to fence it off so no one else can have it. So the well has like razor wire around it now. Some old lady, she's like, I'm thirsty. I have to. You can't swallow these fucking pills without water.
This is where we get to see Stalin at his worst. He's fucking beating Clint Howard, by the way, beating people with his pistol and shit.
There's a lot of familiar faces in this movie to get 5 seconds of screen time. Like, why did they even bother?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I don't know why they didn't.
Why are you wasting a talent like Clint Howard?
Throw him a bag of Lay's potato chip and just let him go.
Clint Howard should have been Jackal. I'm saying it right here.
Yeah, better than Chris Penn?
Yeah.
I agree. 100%.
Because he wouldn't need to have the prosthetics. His head's already bulbous and throbbing.
I mean, I get, but they could have given him the anime bandage effects.
Yeah. And so Lynn is like, don't you pick on that old lady. And they slap her around.
Yeah, it's getting nasty and everything. That's when Jackal comes out, and he respects how, again, we saw it in the last scene. Jackal is impressed when people actually put up a fight. So he's like, I can't have this little girl resisting us. We got to really put the spurs to this whole town and make them understand.
Did you learn that phrase? Did
I say that a lot?
You said it a couple times.
Oh, okay.
Put the spurs to it.
So they really want to demonstrate for this town that they are the ruling force.
Yeah, that's what you do. So they bring out their old traveling guillotine. And did you notice she's so small? Like her head, she could just pull it out anytime she wanted to.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
It was gonna scalp her if anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go full Taliban here, and they're gonna fucking maim a child in broad daylight for everybody to see.
Right. And just as they're about to let loose, Kenshiro will make you pay. And he hears that name, Kenshiro. He knows. We don't know if you're watching this movie the first time. We don't know there's a past between Jackal and Kenshiro, but there is. So he stops the blade
just in time,
and he's like, Stalin, send a message to Shin. 7 wounds.
And then we cut over to Shin. He's again working at his fucking. He's still bleeding all over the place. It's starting fires everywhere. He's looking over at Julia, who's just giving him those fucking evil glares. You know, the cold stares that women
Silent
do.
treatment.
Silent treatment. And he finally. Oh,
he said enough.
Yeah.
It's like, you bitch, you ungrateful bitch. I look at all this work I'm doing for you. I'm doing so much work, I have to burn it with my finger blood.
Yes.
This is so many blueprints.
You're into the big ideas. I'm the one who contextualizes them. I'm the one putting the spurs to the moment. I'm the one actually putting the concrete down. I build the foundation. All you are is ideas. Respect me, woman.
So she runs off alone to her little room full of treasures. She opens the pirate chest, goes through it, pulls out I thought it was fucking Ken's pubes because she's sniffing this like bag of.
Yeah, it's a Crown Royal satchel, and she just fucking
it's
huffing
full
hard.
of pubes. It's like it's her own potpourri.
Exactly.
It's Ken Potpourri.
That's my favorite Guns N' Roses album, My Own Potpourri.
Oh, I missed that.
It's one of their EPs.
Was that the one they had worked on for 20 years?
No, that's Chinese Democracy.
Okay. And we have a flashback.
Yeah.
This is where we see how. Now we're finally gonna understand what the point of this fucking movie is.
What the point of this movie is, and it's infuriating again because everything I know about Ken is he is very confident he's the Fist of the North Star. Instead, in this movie, in this live-action world, what we learn is that Julia has to convince him, you're the Fist of the North Star.
Well, at this point, Ryokin is the Fist of the North Star, so he is technically right.
That is true.
In this movie. And he's like, that's very nice of you to say. Here's a little Crown Royal bag of seeds. These are the future. You're the future.
You're the future
and he
now.
hands you that little Crown Royal bag. I put a little of my pubes in there, too, to freshen it up. All right. So she's like, Ken, you need to protect yourself. Shin is out to get you. So this is where they roll up, Shin and the gang.
Yeah, and just like in the anime, they're just suddenly there. They're in the middle of nowhere, and these people are suddenly on them, which, whatever, it's fine.
And first Jackal wants to take a crack at her boy, Ken.
And again, this is straight out of the anime.
He gets jobbed out. He just does I can't do the atas on him. And now we know why he wears that fucking gimp mask to hold his brain in, because his head starts like throbbing like it's going to explode.
This is one of the things that's bummed me out, though, is because Jackal just disappears after he gets the atas.
How many people you think in real life have tried? They think it's real. Like
100%. Too many.
Yeah.
It's too many. It's 100% too many.
They're like, I gotta get the pressure points right. I'm off by 1 point.
Right. There's definitely people who really believe that this pressure point system of Fist of the North Star is a real thing, and they hit people in the neck and think they're bullies.
You know how amazing that would be if there was like an MMA fight and some guy did that and it happened?
I want that so bad.
Yeah, that would be
if
great.
he like painted Fist of the North Star shit on his chest, and he went out and did that, greatest meme of all time. Especially in UFC where you'll probably get your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
So I like the sound of that. But I hated this because instead, what we see in the anime is Jackal gets hit with the atas. Yeah. He doesn't even get a fucking kick in.
He's Chris Penn. He's a fucking overweight schlub. I mean, he is.
No, I mean in the anime, he doesn't get a kick in. In this, they're going toe to toe for a second before Ken takes over. Yes, whoa. There's too much.
That's probably what killed Chris Penn in real life.
Probably 30 seconds of even fighting is too much for me.
Well,
no.
Especially with fat guy.
Yeah, exactly. Jackal is a complete mess. Chris Penn, after all. And so finally gets the atas on him. And you see, they do some cool practical effects of his brain swelling. And then he just disappears. So you assume he died. Oh. We're not supposed to know that Jackal is the guy with the fucking face mask and the guy right here. They're thinking we won't notice that.
We're not supposed to know that?
We're not supposed to know that.
Oh, okay. It's kind of obvious.
Yeah, it is. And it's fucking annoying as shit.
Yeah, his mask doesn't really cover his face.
And so what you see in the anime is that he gets hit with the atas, and you see him trying to stop it by doing the pressure points on himself and pushing his brain back in, and then finally bandaging himself and,
He looked like the ticket guy from Demons.
Yes. Tickets, please. Tickets.
And so now Shin is like, now it's time for us. He wanted Jackal to soften up Ken for him because at this point he doesn't have the power of Ken.
Right.
And he's like, now it's our time to fight. And then Ken reminds him, like, North Star and Southern Cross must never fight. We don't even know why. This must be just like a rhetorical, hypothetical question.
Backwards, Shin tells him that.
Okay.
Because Shin is pulling full heel at this point.
That's it. I remember because that's his move. He always disarms you. No pun intended, by saying that. So you're like, okay, I guess we can't fight. And then he pulls out a gun and shoots you.
Right, because he's using Ryuken's own words of, you can't even fight me because North and South can't fight. But here we go, because he knows this will disarm Ken.
And we learned that it's all bullshit because they can fight and they do fight and nothing happens.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, they do the jump kick fucking leg crossing thing, and then they finally get into the real fight. Of course, Ken gets bested here, and this is out of the anime. Yeah, Ken does get bested here.
Gets his nuts stomped.
Yep.
Then the goons grab him.
Hold him up.
Time for the finger banging.
Yep.
And he does a couple. He's like, tell me you love me, Julia. Ken is in agony, and all she's got to say is, yeah, I love you, and it ends. No!
Well, what we're supposed to get here as we get in the anime is Ken inspiring Julia, don't say anything. Don't admit to a lie like that. What we get in this is Ken just not saying anything.
Being brutally tortured while Julia, in a way, is probably liking it. She's going full Vanessa. That's a generic character from Violent City, by the way.
Thank you.
She's just like, I got both these men in the fog, and she's loving every minute of it. And so she's like, I bet you don't have the guts to stick your finger near his heart. Oh, don't I? And then, and he's like screaming, blood spraying everywhere. And then after 3 times, she's like, all right, I kind of think you're cool. She actually writes on a note, and then she hands it to Jackal, goes give it to him, opens it up. Do I like you? Yes, no, and there's an X on the yes.
Oh, that's all he needed.
And then he just goes full 4-finger bang.
4-finger death bang.
Right into his stomach, and this last, who's in the fog now, Julia?
I'll let you know that in the anime, what happens here is Ken is just telling her, please don't say it. Please don't say it. You don't need to say it. Julia finally whimpers out, I love you. And Shin is like, yeah, that's not loud enough. One more finger into Ken's chest. And she's like, I love you. Still not loud enough. And he fucking does the 4-finger. And he's like, oh, wow, I think I actually heard you in the rest of the world. You really do love me. He's so in the fog. He thinks he's got her, like, wrapped around his finger because he's... Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Ken is seriously fucked up. And Shin, his bloody fingers, rubs one on the face of Julia to let her know.
I didn't notice this until the second time through. He does the Southern Cross on her face.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That's his imagery, everybody.
So, like every bad guy, he's dead. Let's leave him.
Right. He goes up and just tells Ken because he needs more inspiration.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I killed your dad, too. Bye, toodles.
All right, so that's it. That's the motivation. That's our hero's motivation. Back in the present time.
We got Shin. We're still, or not Shin, but we got Julia. She's
Sniffing huffing that bag of pubes and seeds.
Get those fucking pubes out of your hands. Get slapped out of her hands. And these are fucking, like, dried out blueberries. They're huge, these seeds. And they scatter.
You know what was stupid about the anime? They're flower seeds. You can't fucking eat flowers. So who the fuck gives a shit about fucking flowers?
I mean, well, it's true that flowers can't really do anything without being, what's it called? Pollinated. So it's like they couldn't make food unless they're cross-pollinating it somehow.
You can't make food, period. They're flowers. Unless it's flower.
Everything flowers.
No, but these are fucking like flowers, like daisies. These aren't fucking plants.
Okay.
So, and getting back to this, okay, so like you said, the dried blueberries, one goes into a crack.
Just happens to sit on a crack, and we zoom in on it so we know it's going to play a part.
She's like, kill me, Shin. I'm over it. I'm tired of this shit.
I'm sorry. You cannot do that. Because, of course, a big trope of all of Fist of the North Star is you're already dead. And so Shin gets real nasty with her, turns around, has his hand up like he's going to backhand her, and Julia says, go ahead, kill me. I'm already dead. They're fucking mocking the trope.
It's a great callback.
I hate it. I paused and I vomited. Fuck you, whoever did this movie. That was dumb.
All right, so Ken is back in Paradise City. I thought New York. I didn't know what was going on for the rest of the movie. I don't know where anybody was. Is it Paradise City he's at?
Paradise City? Yeah, probably.
Bat sneaks him in through the sewer. There's always a sewer. This isn't a city. It's a shanty town, yet it has a sewer system.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We see inside the city that Lynn has been caged up, and she's just singing to herself.
We got all the young girls in cages.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is what the Republicans have been telling us is going on.
Pizza. Papalas. Was it?
Also, pizza. Ping pong pizza comment.
Pizza.
Yeah.
We just got knocked off YouTube again.
Yep. So the goons, of course, are they all gather in to laugh at Lynn. But she's singing a little song.
We get a giant fat black dude.
Oh,
we get the goon. We get Stalin and Stone.
Yep. Jackal's the only one not here. And everyone's laughing at her, mocking her, kicking her cage, throwing booze on her. And that's when you get Stone, who walks up. And we saw a little emotion out of him earlier.
Not so stone-hearted after all.
He's not stone-hearted, yeah.
He's like, she's kind of cool, guys.
She's singing a really beautiful song. Let's listen
What is
to
that?
it.
Paradise City where the grass is green. And he's like, I like that song. It
Guys,
reminds me of...
I got to tell you, I have an appetite for destruction.
Don't we all? Jackal finally comes in.
Puts an end to it, is like, Stone, what the fuck, man? What are you smoking these days? No, not acceptable. In fact, terrible. I'm going to go ahead and interrogate this girl because she knows where Kenshiro is.
Well, I'm not going to interrogate her. I have someone special that I'm going to have interrogate her.
And then we
My
hear...
boy Goliath.
It's time! It's Goliath time.
Yep. WCW, WWE wrestler Big Van Vader, who made a career out of wearing Jackal's mask.
Yep.
Very ironic that he's not wearing the mask. And he's like, I guess he's supposed to be the big fat guy that Ken couldn't, like, his fists were bouncing off his blubber.
Yeah, there is a
I like that where he was like, and he was like vibrating this big fat belly.
Yeah. It's the percussion waves. That's what got him. He unset the heart rhythm with his fat rhythms.
So Ken and Bat, they finally got into town through the sewer system. They find a girl. We think it's Lynn. No, it's just another girl. Who cares? She's not Lynn.
Horribly tortured and everything.
But she's not Lynn, so who cares?
Exactly. Ken couldn't care less. He's just like, fuck it. Where's Lynn? She happens to know. So Ken tells Bat, you stay back here. I'm going to go get Lynn.
Because he can hear those piercing screams.
Right. Well, at this point, she's still just singing, but now she's kind of like shuddering and singing.
And so he finds her in the room in the cage.
Just like that. He just finds her, frees her, tells her to go away. And as she runs off, Goliath walks in.
So Goliath is a very big man. He's like 6'6", let's say, 400 pounds. Gorilla presses, and he really gorilla presses, unlike the Blood Moon Killer in the beginning of Blood Moon. He actually really gorilla presses Kerry Daniels, hurls him through a window out into the open because he wants to beat him up in public to really shame him.
Yep, Town Square. Everyone needs to see this and everything. And it's pretty good imagery. I like that.
Jackal finds Lynn and Bat. He starts fighting them. Well, Bat starts to fight. He's like, I'm not going to let you take her.
Right.
And then, what was that weapon that Jackal had? It was like a telescoping kind of spear or something?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought he had a knife in this scene. He had the spear thing?
I think he had the spear.
Oh.
Maybe, no, you're right. He had a knife.
It was a knife because Jackal says, you brought a knife.
And whenever we see a guy holding a knife and two guys struggling together, somebody's got to fall on it. Unfortunately, it was Bat.
Mm-hmm.
Bat's goose is cooked.
So now we know Jackal's at large. He's probably got Lynn captured again. But Ken, he's got his own trouble. And he's getting handled by Goliath. But then he gets thrown away. He gets a second. He dusts himself off. He harnesses his chi, goes full Jean-Claude Van Damme and closes his eyes, has a flashback, and he goes into his katas. And for 5 minutes, Goliath just lets him go through his kata. And this is where we would see in the anime a glow start happening around Kenshiro.
We didn't have the budget for that.
No budget for
speed lines at all.
Yeah, no speed lines, no glow for Kenshiro. We would get like that menacing like shadowing over his face and none of that. No. Just awful hair and awful katas. And then he decides it's my turn to take over this fight. And that's what he does. And he easily handles Goliath. Yeah. Few punches, kills him.
Much like King David.
Yep. Bunch of people start jumping on him. He's handling all of them. And he's clearly...
Stone just like, here, take my weapons. He doesn't even want to fight.
Yeah, Stone realizes what's happening, takes off his utility belt, and offers it up. And then he's like, want a toke? And he's offering his little fucking magic pipe.
But is he really doing this? Or is he setting him up?
I was like, no, this guy, we don't know that he's full babyface yet. So he's probably trying to swerve him.
Because while that's going on, we see the scene through a scope of a gun.
It's the perfect distraction. So clearly he's fucking with Ken.
Jackal's got his sniper rifle with 12 scopes on it. It's the future, after all.
Everything we've learned about...
It's 1990X.
The fists of the North Star world is that guns work.
Yeah.
Everything we've learned.
Yeah. And so he's lining up Ken in his crosshairs.
About to shoot him when, thankfully, Bat! He's alive!
And he knocks him out of the way.
Yep. And somehow Ken hears this. I don't know if he does anything to Stone, but he just rushes over to Jackal.
Yeah, he just leaves Stone alone.
Rushes over to the little cabin that Jackal's in, pushes him over. A bunch of the resistance people grab, the Paradise Valley citizens grab Jackal. So Jackal's being held, and we have Bat dying there. So Ken's got to deal with Bat first.
Right. And Bat says, I don't know. I don't remember what he says.
He just sends him off, and he's like, you saved the town. Because Bat, of course.
Did he at least have the decency to waterfall him?
He waterfalled them. And he kissed them on the forehead, too.
Okay.
It's very sweet.
Go listen to our Face-Off episode on what waterfall is. Or whenever we get around to doing our Golan-Globus Theater mythology episode.
Yeah.
That'll clear up. If you're a new listener, it'll clear up a lot.
Oh,
But
my God.
Maybe if we get some time.
Maybe.
So, yeah, and then he's like ready to kill Jackal. And he hears the spirit, the Force ghost voice of his father, Ryukin. No, don't
It takes
do
over
that.
fucking Julia.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, because she sits up.
Wait, no, Lynn. Isn't it?
Or Lynn,
Yeah.
excuse me. I keep getting their names confused.
Yeah, she's like in like the lotus position,
Yeah.
like floating.
Yeah. And everybody in the room is seeing this.
You're like, you see this? What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah. It's totally fucked up.
Do not stoop to his level. All of a sudden, don't stoop to his level. I've just murdered like 500 people.
Another thing that infuriates me about this movie, this fucking thing, all Ken does is go around murdering people, and suddenly,
In the most brutal way possible.
yes, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Fuck
I think
that.
it's just because he's like, obviously, Ryukin is full of himself. He's like, I'm more important. You need to get the guy who killed me. So he's like, don't waste your time on Jackal.
That could
Get
be a-
Shin.
Yeah, I fucking hated it though. So, anyways, we're
Well, also, you know why we need him to live? Because we need Jackal to send the warning that
Right.
Ken is coming.
This
So
is
Shin
true.
can put on his best JCVD wear, which
Exactly.
we'll see later.
Exactly. So, of course, Jekyll's sent off. We have Bat dying and all that. Bat does die, actually.
We
And-
cut back to New York City. Jackal gets back.
Yep.
And Shin is like, go full Freddy Krueger on Julia. Put her in the boiler room.
Right. Jackal live, gives the warning, goes full Freddy Krueger in the boiler room.
So Jackal, he's getting really creepy. He's shadowboxing. He's excited for the final countdown.
Right. He's insisting to Julia, "Oh yeah, you think Shin's a man? No, I'm a man. He's a bitch. He's a wimp. I could easily take him. He's gone soft since he got into architecturing. Architecturing.
I could beat Ken and Shin both with my hand tied behind my back.
You
How do
wanna
you think
see-
about that?
Yeah. Really.
And she's like, wait a minute. I hear something. And she puts her head down to the ground. It's like, there's somebody underneath this. Really? You
Oh
think
my
it's
God.
Shin? And then he puts his head down and see, oh, fake out. And she knocks over a shelf.
Yeah, pulls a shelf down on him, completely immobilizes him for a few seconds. She manages to escape and runs off, and then we cut back over to Ken, who's, of course, this is very
200
anime.
miles, you said?
This is, yes, 200 miles. This is
Okay.
very anime, though. Fuck it.
This
Anime.
is like, I was like confused. I'm like, wait, did the whole scene take place in New York? Where the fuck are we?
You also got to remember there was a scene where Kenshiro was on a motorcycle looking over the
Oh,
town.
you're right.
So he probably motorcycled most of the way and then
200
walked.
miles, yeah. There's got to be a gas station in between to fill up.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
It's a motorcycle. The engine doesn't use as much gas.
It runs on P.
It runs on piss. Love and piss. So he's walking up, and we're seeing the outskirts of where, what's his name? Shin's like main,
It's the Empire State Building.
fortress is and everything. Yeah, the Empire State Building.
King Kong's in the
There's
top.
propaganda posters with Julia's face everywhere because he's using her
It's a, yeah.
to inspire everybody to
It's
make
it
him
says hope right underneath it.
Right.
He got
It-
what's that guy, Fairy guy.
Shepherd Fairy.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
He's still alive in the apocalypse.
Exactly. So they're using that.
Banksy dead, though.
They're
That's
using,
crazy.
Yeah, Banksy's very dead. They're using the propaganda to, try to convince these people that actually, no, Shin's the good guy. Shin is trying to make the world a better place.
So he enters the lobby of the Empire State Building, and this is where you get your fucking jobber matches you
No,
wanted.
it's boring. It's bad. It's not good. Blood. Like we talked about in the anime where Rake walks into that town when he's looking for the Man of Seven Wounds. And he's just doing like the fucking gestures. We needed that. Maybe some trailing effects and shit. And then we needed blood spraying. What we get is what we get in every dry bar scene, action fighting, where people are just running at him, he's punching them, and they fall over.
Yeah, we got some stick fighting too in here.
Yeah. And we got stick. Did you ever see fucking Kenshiro pick up a stick or anything?
Well, I mean, Gary Daniels has to show off some of his
I get-
skills. That's his
This
thing.
is why I hated it though, because Gary Daniel everybody, the director should have said, no, that's not fucking Fist of the North Star. But no, you're right. Who are
you going to believe? A guy that named his son Kenshiro? You think he doesn't know about Fist of the North Star?
Yeah, probably like 5 years after this movie came out and bombed. He was like, yeah, Kenshiro is really
movie
cool.
went straight to DVD. There's no way this movie came out.
VHS, you mean?
Okay.
95.
All right. You're right.
Maybe it was the first DVD. Maybe you're right about that.
No,
I thought porn was probably the first thing on
You're
DVD.
probably right about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have terrible him versus 30 people. It's the Matrix elevator scene. He's fighting.
It was. Yeah, it was. Well, I was gonna say Matrix was very Fist of the North Star because it came first. But yeah.
Yeah. And
are you saying this scene, just the scene, not the movie, inspired the entire Matrix trilogy?
yes, 100%. Down to the bad aliens. Poor storytelling. Bad villain making. Yes.
All right. So we're cutting back and forth. You don't need to know what's going on with Jackal and Julia because he's just chasing her.
It fucking sucks. It's padding because this movie was already short enough.
Well, we got to see what he's fighting for, Griff.
Right. They needed to stretch it out. They needed to give Julia some kind of fucking bad, distress. And then we have Ken walking into the throne room, and there he finally confronts Shin.
Yeah.
Doesn't even finger up some of that jelly. Fucking.
No, he doesn't even offer it.
Doesn't even offer it. Ken immediately takes his jacket off.
Show off from the JCVD collection.
Yep. Oh, no, you're thinking of Shin. I was talking about Ken.
Oh, yeah. They both do. But I mean, Gary Daniels, he's got to admit, he looked great with that pack jelly. His pack's for popping.
Gary Daniels looks good. He could have worked. Obviously, fucking cut down on that giant mullet because that's not Ken's look at all. Give him some sunny brows.
That would be so great. And then give him prosthetic eyebrows, some gigantic, or not even that. They just did like they do with a clown, just like some dark black makeup.
Yeah. Oh my god. You know what? If he did something where he's coming out of the fire and he had soot over his eyes and it just made it look like that, but you're right. So the two are sizing each other up. Ken takes his jacket off. And they're about to bro down, so of course Shin has to remove.
Yeah, his M. Bison jacket.
Yeah, and again, Shin in the fucking in the anime is so fucking good. I loved his style.
His purple jumpsuit.
Love it, and big white boots and everything. So anime. And then we cut over to this movie.
Guitar player from Cinderella.
Yes.
And
hair metal Sean was loving this.
Yeah. And so, he takes it off. And I was like, what am I seeing? 'Cause I know I've seen this look before.
Okay.
But I couldn't put it into words.
Yeah.
And then when I saw Griff's notes, I'm like, I had Eureka.
Yes.
He is wearing this. It's not this. It's the same cut.
It's
style.
Not the same. It's same idea, different style.
It's Jean-Claude Van Damme's weird Eurotrash shirt from Kickboxer.
In the bar scene.
Yeah, where he dances. Everyone knows that gif.
So it's like, I want to say it's like ill-fitting corset cut right below the tits.
Yes, you can see a lot of man cleavage going on.
His pecs are popping over it.
Yeah.
And then he has two thick straps going over. So again.
And it looks like it's made out of rubber.
Oh. It's not leather. It's like rubber.
It's like some weird, bizarre JCVD S&M outfit.
It's so bad. And then he has matching pants.
And it's a really unflattering brown.
And it just took me out of it.
It was almost like flesh-colored. It really was disturbing.
It was disturbing. So, oh my God, where are you at in the notes? We got Jackal and Julia downstairs still fucking fighting each other.
They just start fighting.
Jackal gets Julia pinned down, and it's like, oh no, what's gonna happen to Jackal or Julia? Jackal.
Well, we learned this is Shin's move. He always disarms you before he throws a punch. So he's like, yeah, did I ever tell you, Julia, my best fuck toy I've ever had? I mean, she taught me so much.
Yep.
I'm gonna miss her because I killed her.
Yeah. She let me into the holiest of holies. And that, of course, is going to upset Ken as well.
And
Ken loses his composure because that's what heels do. They get into your fucking mind. So Ken is getting his ass handled. And so to revert it back to the anime, this is like a throwaway scene in the anime where Shin gets the best of Ken. And this is also when we have all the goons surrounding him. This is also when he gets the 7-star scar. But instead, they use it as the final fight in this movie.
Okay. So they're fighting back and forth. Well, Shin's handling him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Like, after he says the fucking thing
Claps
about
his hands. That makes the glow happen, so his hand is glowing. We know
Yeah.
what that means. He's going to do the finger bang.
Yeah.
And he forces it into Ken's chest. Ken falls to his knees. This is from the anime. His elbows spray blood.
Again, from the, 30-minute mark of the anime, this is where this scene happens.
Knees don't spray blood.
Knees usually don't.
They do in the anime.
Yes, they do.
Not in this one. It's just they didn't have the budget. So just his wounds and his elbows spray blood.
Yeah, they start spraying blood all over the place. Ken is surely done. He's slumping over.
And he sees that inspiration.
Yep. It's just like a little Hulk maniac in the crowd. And he's like, fuck, I am inspiring. Because that blueberry dried up seed in that crack where there's no sunlight, it's been maybe a day and it's grown 8 inches.
We saw a little mold grow on it. That inspired him.
Yeah.
We can eat mold.
Fucking Christ. It's been maybe 8 hours since that thing hit the crack and it's already 8 inches long. And growing a flower. But not that kind of flower, Murray.
Let's just say it was a pot leaf. That's what's going to save the world.
Weed.
Much like our world will be saved by if people just smoke more weed.
Yeah, I mean, Gary Daniels should have been played by Ron Van Damme, and that would have been very inspiring. If you saw a pot leaf like that, bro, there's something to live for.
So he hulks up. That makes the glow. He's losing the glow. Ken takes over, and he is just fucking up Shin.
Yep.
Back to Jackal. He's got Julia pinned down. He's fucking up Julia. We're going back and forth fuck-ups.
Yep.
And he's like, you're dead, bitch. I'm going to kill you. She notices his little mask, his Vader mask has come undone. The chin strap has come undone.
That's right.
All right. We're in a furnace room that's giant clock gears in it for reasons. And thankfully, Jackal explained to us how they operate. There's just a big lever in the middle of the room. You pull back and forth to make these gears turn. So she grabs his little flap, puts it in the gear, pulls it. It rips the fucking mask off. And, that's the only thing. That's this little leather mask. Was the only thing holding his head together.
Yep. So it rips it off. We see his head
explodes like the juiciest peach you've ever seen. In fact, that's what they use. They super close up of a peach exploding.
Love it. That was good camera work there. I do appreciate that. So we go back upstairs where Ken is delivering his speechless tippy taps. Just the wind blowing in the breeze. It's fucking bullshit.
You saying his tippy taps weren't even good?
No, again, his tippy taps are fine. They just don't juice it at all. They don't add any sound effect to it. It's literally... It's not good.
So you're saying if you had a better Foley operator in this movie, it would have been improved?
Yeah. This movie for me
would have been watchable if you had better Foley work.
It's still not a good overall movie, but still they would have hit better on the scenes that they should have. Okay. This movie is
the importance of Foley work, baby.
This movie is a 2 for me. I don't want to watch it.
How about on the Sweetson scale?
0.
Yeah, that's true. There was no fuckable.
Yeah, where is the fuckable? I mean, it's like Julia's not even in anything romantic. There's no romance.
Even in the anime, Julia got naked for a second.
Right.
Those tiny little penny-sized
She
nipples.
was the palest type person you could barely even see her.
Nobody
nipples.
has genitals in anime either.
They do that to kind of get away from the
you can't
ratings.
show it. You can't even show it in their porn. That's what's so weird about
right.
Japan.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you got? What's the deal with genitals? We all have them, Japan. Why would you even bother watching Japanese porn? It's like, why am I watching this? It's like you can. I'd rather watch the scene from Highlander. Was it Highlander that had the Swedes and skill?
Yes, it was Highlander.
I'd rather watch that than watch pixelated porn.
That's something we need to remember to remind people about if we ever do a glossary episode. The Swedes and scale.
Yeah, well, we're going to be putting that to the test next week.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yes, we are.
So, okay.
All right, so Ken he has delivered the fucking tippy-tap punches that are just lifeless and awful. And this is, again, where Shin is trying to save himself. Southern Cross and Northern Star, We can't fight. Those are the teachings. And Ken, would you like to help me out here? You do the Gary Daniels voice.
The teachings are true, but there is no Santa Claus.
Thank you.
So, like, does he give him like a big kick, a roundhouse, something like that?
He does do some roundhouses. Okay, fuck you again. The tippy tap punches are supposed to be it. No. AEW full booking. He fucking does 9 roundhouses. Then he pile drives him. Then he does a 450 splash off the top rope. And then he gets a chair out, lights it on fire, and smashes his face with it. Fuck you. Tippy tap punches is supposed to be the W.
So Shin, he's a classic heel. He's got to rub it in still, even though he knows he's fucking dead. So he's like, look, I'll admit Julie had nothing to do with this. She never loved me, but she's still dead.
Yeah.
And then, pow! Just a punch to the face. That was it.
So you blew the budget on blowing up faces and everything in the first scene.
On useless goons.
Exactly. You needed a blown up face right here.
Yeah. And like blood, like Kill Bill level blood just spraying out of the neck hole.
You could have done a stylistic thing where it's black and white or anything to avoid like getting an X rated for this movie. Anything to
what was the rating on this movie? Was it PG-13? You think that's why it was so tame?
I didn't notice. But it feels like a PG-13 movie. Why would it be anything else? Because there's barely any super crazy violence in it, unlike the anime. And let's also point out again in the anime, Shin totally in the fog. Yeah. When he dies, he's like, hey, I'm sorry. I just thought if you were dead, she would be convinced to fuck me. That was like his whole motivation was I just needed to get you away so she would be desperate enough to fuck me.
Which is why Shin is not the main villain of Fist of the North Star.
And I get why they took out that whole sub-story because the anime goes on to explain more of that story, whereas this needed to be done. But still, fucking Shin sucks in this. Yeah. So Ken walks away from this fight. He's fucked up. His last bit of adrenaline is gone. He's hobbling out. Gets to the main, foyer area, whatever, entrance, big staircase. Lobby, He's looking down at 100 goons bearing down on him with big weapons and everything. And he's like, fuck. When suddenly they all fall to their knees.
And he's like, finally, some respect around here. And he turns around, and the goddess of fog, standing there with her bag of pubes.
Yeah.
She's just like, I run Bartertown now, motherfucker.
Brother Ken, I knew you'd come.
She's Auntie Entity. She's running Bartertown.
That's right.
And she's like, bow to me, you peasants. And that's it.
Well, she waterfalls Ken.
She does waterfall Ken.
They hug, and that's it.
Yeah. She's like, I think we should be friends. And then Ken gets friend zoned, and that's it.
Murray, I did not know last week when you said Fist of the North Star.
I never said it was going to be good. In fact, I did not like it.
You did not promise that. No, you absolutely did not. I wasn't anticipating being so fucking angry.
I wasn't either.
I
thought you'd have a little more fun with it, but you were raged.
I was very hot about that because this movie fucks up so much. Yeah. It's very disappointing. There was some good, a lot of bad.
Yeah.
I felt like how people probably felt with comic book movies when they came out.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they just completely railroaded everything.
Lack of respect, yeah.
Yeah, so that's me. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could do that for you.
Thank you.
All right, next week, our big Christmas episode, because we are a family-friendly show. And, hey, and I don't know why I do this, but I listen to the listeners sometimes, Griff. I gave them 3 options, Griff. 2 90-minute movies and 1 2.5-hour movie. So what movie do you think they picked, Griff?
The one to torture us.
Yes, by a 55% margin.
Whew.
They chose, but it's a fitting movie, Griff, because the lead character of this movie, his reign of terror began just 4 short years after Jesus' death. So it fits with the Christmas theme.
Okay.
I alluded to earlier, we talked about we're going to see more Malcolm McDowell. You're going to see all of Malcolm McDowell because we are doing the X-rated cut of Caligula. Bob Guccione, Penthouse Perv, his vision.
No Andy Serderas influence here?
No. This is I'm interested to see what your sweets and scale. Mine's very low for this. This is some very unerotic fucking in this movie.
I can't imagine mine's going to be higher.
It won't be.
Okay.
No fuckable music to be found. The sexual movements, barely.
Well.
But we're still going to go through with it because you motherfuckers chose this movie.
And maybe we're wrong about it.
Maybe we are. I don't know. Well, no, we're not. We're never wrong. Let's get real. Are we wrong about Fist of the North Star? No. But we're still going to go through with it because we, unlike most other podcasts, I don't know why we do this. We listen to our fans.
Yes.
So you're gonna our pain will be your pleasure, and if you're really good, there may be a special surprise waiting for you too. But that's up to you.
That's up to you.
So we'll see you next week for our big Christmas episode, and as always, keep it warm.